to, is that the person who is in this property at 2170 East Jefferson? You're not answering my question.
I'm the beneficiary of Dwayne Davis right here. The beneficiary.
Your Honor, since the defendant has not identified himself as the defendant in this particular case.
I just did. I just told you I'm the beneficiary.
Are you even identifying yourself as Dwayne Davis Jr.?
No, I'm the beneficiary.
All right, folks. Today, we've got one of the most defiant sovereign citizens we've ever featured on this channel. This guy's ego is off the charts. He flat out refuses to answer even the simplest questions from none other than Judge Oakley, the best judge on YouTube. It's honestly unbelievable how he thinks he can sidestep the law and out-talk the judge with his nonsense. But Judge Oakley, he handles it like a total pro. Cool, composed and sharp, he puts this sovereign citizen right back in his place without breaking a sweat. As you watch, I want to hear your thoughts. Did Judge Oakley nail it, or do you think he should have been even tougher? Drop your ratings from 1 to 10 in the comments below.
Pasadena Investments LLC versus Dwayne Davis Jr. and all occupants at 2170 East Jefferson, Unit 1007.
Your Honor, for the record, Attorney Frederick J. Coleman, P56548 on behalf of the plaintiff. Your Honor, Mr. Davis at this time owes $6,706, court cost of $157. This is a subsequent hearing.
All right, Mr. Davis or Ms. Davis? Okay,
Yeah, I'm
Davis.
the beneficiary of Dwayne Davis right here. The beneficiary.
What is it?
Are you Dwayne? Are you Dwayne? Excuse me. Are you Dwayne Davis Jr.?
I'm the beneficiary owner right here.
Do you reside at 2170 East Jefferson, Unit 1007?
Yes, the estate does assign there.
Do you reside in that property?
The beneficiary, yes.
Do you? The person I'm talking to, is that the person who is in this property at 2170 East Jefferson? You're not answering my question.
I don't fully understand it. Say it again.
All right. Okay. At this point, I don't see anyone who resides at 2170 East Jefferson, Unit 1007. If you do reside there, please make the court aware of it.
Okay.
Your Honor, since the defendant has not identified himself as the defendant in this particular case.
I just did. I just told you I'm the beneficiary.
Your Honor,
the name.
Your Honor, since the defendant has not identified himself as a person in this property, he's attempting to try to act like he's a sovereign. This property is owned and is an apartment building. We're asking for a default judgment at this time. If he decides to pay it, that's great. If not, we'll be moving forward after time expires.
Before we proceed with this matter, can I ask the director of the beneficiary? I'm talking to the plaintiff, sir. My legal person, I'm showing you right here, a corporation. Can you write me in 21 days and provide me evidence that you have legal?
Your Honor, none of that is required by law in this court. I'm asking for a default judgment this time. Quit wasting.
The problem with sovereign citizens is they love twisting courtroom rules like it's some bad legal drama. It's fake, it's shady, and honestly, that's why people, including me, can't stand dealing with them. Just to be clear, I'm not a sovereign citizen, but if I were, I'd at least show some respect to avoid a contempt charge. They're not the worst people, but if they chilled out and respected the judge, maybe they get treated better. Refusing to answer simple questions, that's just ego, and it's not helping their case.
You've requested on numerous occasions, then we can proceed forward. At this time, playing these legal games is against.
I have a birth certificate right here.
Against the law. 2, we provide the court with a lease agreement. We provide the court with the ledger. We're asking for a default judgment.
The court is in receipt of a summons, a complaint, a demand for non-payment of rent, as well as a lease agreement.
The summons was never notarized.
Signed with Dwayne Davis Jr., as well as the proof of service. Mr. Davis, Dwayne Davis Jr., how much is your monthly rent?
I want to say 900.
When's the last time you paid rent?
Long time. Siri paid my back balance, but Pasadena never put it to my account. So I consider Pasadena either took the money or what I don't know what they did with it, but Siri definitely paid it. It's on the record. It's on my the record with the Siri. You can find it in their profile. But they're supposed to pay my back.
I don't know. I can't find it in my profile. So you qualify. Sarah paid. How much did Sarah pay?
They paid up to like September, but they didn't pay they're supposed to pay July, August, September, but Pasadena never put that to my account.
Your Honor, if it wasn't applied, my client didn't receive it. That is not our burden. It's his burden.
But that's in documents though that they were supposed to pay. I have it in documents.
Your Honor, I'm not going to sit and argue all day, Your Honor. Bottom line is, the money is for his benefit. It is not for my client's benefit. Just like paying a mortgage payment. If I send a mortgage payment in, if it's not received, it's still on me. If you send a mortgage payment on my behalf and it's not received, it's still on the person who has the mortgage. He's the renter. It is his responsibility to have the money paid, or to whoever's paying on his behalf, that we receive it. We have done everything we're supposed to do. The documentation speaks for itself. At this time, again, I'm requesting for either default judgment or judgment by hearing.
And then I'm talking to the plaintiff. Can you just write me and saying that you have authority as a public servant to me?
Your Honor, I am not writing. I'm not
Mr. Davis. This is a landlord-tenant court. This is summary proceedings. This is the second hearing, and you're afforded legal counsel. Legal counsel was available. They said that they could not assist you at this matter. Are you even identifying yourself as Dwayne Davis Jr.?
This guy's out here claiming there has to be an injured party for his criminal case. Like, seriously. Let me explain. The injured party doesn't have to be someone physically hurt. The state is the injured party because breaking the law affects everyone. That's why the judge said the injured party is the people of Michigan. You can't just break the law and say, no one's bleeding, so I'm good. That's like robbing a bank and saying, unless the vault complains, I'm innocent.
The court has not received the call or answer from Dwayne Davis Jr. Does anyone on this Zoom reside at 2170 East Jefferson, number 1007? Is anyone present who lives in that property on this Zoom?
Your Honor, again, no one's responded asking for my default judgment. We can submit it to the court before the end of the day, along with a full ledger.
Default judgment granted.
Thank you, Judge.
Please submit the paperwork. Call it. You're free to leave. Well, nobody identified themselves, so.
This is why I have so much respect for this judge. He handles sovereign citizens perfectly, doesn't let them hijack the courtroom with nonsense, and isn't afraid to call them out when they twist the law. Some of you in the comments say he's too harsh, but honestly, I think it's necessary. Sovereign citizens act like the law doesn't apply to them, and sometimes a firm approach, or even a little sarcasm, is the only way to keep things in check. What do you think? Is the judge too harsh, or is he just doing his job? Personally, I think he's spot on. Letting the courtroom turn into a circus isn't an option. I wish we could see this guy's face right now. The time he wastes trying to understand basic stuff like a probable cause conference is just infuriating. It's not rocket science. It's simply about seeing if there's enough evidence to move forward. But he acts like he's studying for the bar exam. And that grilled cheese moment had me cracking up. Do you think he's really clueless or just pretending to be? Either way, he probably thinks he's clever, but he looks like a total fool. Let's dive back in. This is about to get wild. Next voice. This court hearing should be over by now, but this sovereign citizen is dragging it out like it's his personal TED talk. It's crazy how he thinks the judge is his personal legal assistant, demanding answers to things he should already know. Judge Oakley is trying to keep things on track, but if this guy can't follow basic rules, I don't know what will. Maybe a night in jail will do the trick. What do you think? Time for the judge to lay down the hammer? Let's see if this guy finally shuts up or ends up behind bars. Next voice. Boom. 30 days, just like that. If that's not a wake-up call for sovereign citizens, I don't know what is. If you're up against Judge Oakley, maybe rethink your strategy and hire a lawyer. This guy tried to outsmart the system, but all he had to do was answer basic questions. Instead, he ended up in jail. The law isn't optional, and Judge Oakley doesn't play around. What do you think? Was the judge too harsh or spot on? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.